A map can make Brazil look familiar. A continent-shaped mass beneath the equator, broad, green, and easy to recognize. But the familiar outline hides a geographical machine of almost impossible scale. Measured properly, Brazil covers about 8.5 million square kilometers. Only 4 countries are larger. Inside South America, it occupies nearly half of the entire landmass. That scale is usually explained with area. Yet Brazil's strangest feature is not merely how much territory it contains. It is the geometry of how that territory is arranged. From the far north to the far south, the country stretches roughly 4,400 kilometers. From east to west, the distance is almost the same. Few nations of continental scale are so nearly equal in height and width. Brazil is not a perfect square, but its proportions create the impression of an entire world folded into one border. The northern extreme lies near the source of the Ala River, in the mountains of Roraima, far beyond the Amazon River and north of the equator. The southern extreme reaches the Arroyo Chuay, where flat wetlands, wind, and the Atlantic horizon replace the equatorial mountains. Between those 2 points lies a distance so great that Brazil's northern edge is slightly closer to Atlantic Canada than it is to the country's own southern tip. The eastern mainland reaches Ponta dos Seixas, where the first sunlight touches the cliffs and reefs of Paraíba. The western extreme lies near the headwaters of the Moa River in Acre, deep beside the forested ridges of the Serra do Divisor. When dawn reaches the eastern coast, darkness may still cover distant western forests. The country spans 4 official time zones, an everyday consequence of continental width. Latitude creates another rare arrangement. Brazil is the only country crossed by both the equator and the Tropic of Capricorn. This places equatorial rainforest, tropical savanna, semi-arid scrubland, humid coast, subtropical grassland, and frost-prone southern valleys inside one national territory. The borders are equally immense. Brazil meets 9 sovereign neighbors and French Guiana, touching almost every mainland political space in South America except Chile and Ecuador. To the east, thousands of kilometers of Atlantic coastline open the country toward Africa, Europe, and the wider ocean world. At the northeastern bulge, South America reaches toward West Africa. The gap is still oceanic, yet on a globe the 2 continents appear like separated pieces of an older design. That resemblance is more than visual. Brazil once formed part of Gondwana, joined to Africa before the South Atlantic began opening more than 100 million years ago. The ocean created Brazil's eastern boundary. Human treaties, expeditions, rivers, and contested frontiers would later create the rest. In 1494, the Treaty of Tordesillas imagined a narrow Portuguese zone along the Atlantic. Modern Brazil would eventually expand far beyond that theoretical line. Portuguese settlement first clung to the coast, where ports connected sugar zones, fortifications, and Atlantic trade routes. But rivers pointed inland. The São Francisco, Parana, Paraguay, Amazon, and countless tributaries became corridors through landscapes that roads could not yet cross. Indigenous peoples had navigated these networks for millennia. Colonial explorers later followed, fought over, and renamed routes that were already known. Over centuries, forts, missions, mining zones, cattle routes, and diplomatic negotiations pushed the effective frontier westward. The shape on today's map is therefore both natural and historical. Oceans and watersheds beneath, treaties and human ambition above. Beneath that outline lies very old ground. Much of Brazil rests on ancient continental crust, shields and sedimentary basins shaped over immense spans of geological time. The country sits largely within the interior of the South American plate, far from the most active plate boundaries along the Pacific edge. That position reduces the frequency of catastrophic earthquakes. It does not eliminate them. Stress can reactivate ancient faults and produce shallow intraplate tremors. Most Brazilian earthquakes are low to moderate in magnitude. The crucial word is most, not never. Brazil has no active volcanoes today. yet its geological past was anything but quiet. Near the end of the age of dinosaurs, enormous basalt eruptions spread across southern Brazil and neighboring regions, leaving one of Earth's greatest volcanic provinces. Those eruptions are extinct, but their rocks still shape cliffs, fertile pockets, waterfalls, and deep red soils across the Parana region. Tsunamis are also rare along Brazil's coast because the nearest major subduction zones are distant. Rare, however, is not the same as impossible. Tropical cyclones usually struggle to form in the South Atlantic. But in 2004, Hurricane Katrina proved that unusual atmospheric conditions can break familiar rules. Brazil's geography offers relative protection, not immunity. Its stability is a matter of probability, distance, and atmospheric pattern, not a magical exemption from nature. Even its mountains reveal age. Brazil has no Himalayan wall. Erosion has spent millions of years lowering and rounding much of the landscape. The country's highest point, Pico de Neblina, rises just under 3,000 meters, dramatic but modest beside the young Andes to the west. Brazil's true vertical monuments are often not mountains, but rivers, the channels that drain a territory almost the size of a continent. The Amazon basin is the largest drainage basin on Earth, and the Amazon River carries more water to the ocean than any other river. Elsewhere, waters flow toward the Parana, Paraguay system, the São Francisco, the Tocantins, Araguaia, and numerous Atlantic basins. One mountain chain outside Brazil transforms many of those waters. The Andes rise like a wall along the western edge of South America. Moist air arriving from the tropical Atlantic enters the Amazon, releases rain, and is repeatedly recycled by forest vegetation through evapotranspiration. The forest does not create water from nothing. It receives Atlantic moisture, recycles it many times, and helps maintain a vast atmospheric transport system. Unable to simply cross the Andes, part of that moisture is redirected southward and southeastward through powerful low-level air currents. These moving corridors are popularly called flying rivers. They help deliver rainfall to the Cerrado, Southeast, South, Pantanal, and La Plata Basin. This helps explain why Central South America is greener than many continental interiors at similar latitudes. But Brazil is not uniformly wet. The Caatinga of the Northeast is a vast semi-arid region shaped by irregular rain, heat, geology, and atmospheric circulation. When rain finally arrives, the same landscape can transform with astonishing speed: green leaves, flowers, temporary streams, and renewed animal movement. Rainfall also changes from year to year. El Niño, Atlantic temperatures, ocean circulation, and regional weather patterns can shift drought and flood across enormous distances. Brazil is often said to hold around 12% of the planet's freshwater resources. The number sounds like unlimited abundance. The map tells a different story. Most of that water is concentrated in the Amazon, far from the densest population and many of the largest urban and agricultural demands. A country can contain the world's greatest river and still face urban water shortages, collapsing reservoirs, and communities dependent on irregular rain. Flood and drought can occur in the same national season, separated by thousands of kilometers yet connected through atmospheric circulation. The Pantanal depends on seasonal flooding. Water expands across the plain, then retreats, creating one of the planet's largest tropical wetlands. The Cerrado, often mistaken for empty scrub, contains headwaters that feed major basins flowing north, south, east, and west. The Atlantic forest clings to coastal mountains, where humid ocean air rises, cools, and produces intense rain over steep terrain. The Pampa spreads across the far south. The Amazon dominates the north. Between them lie 4 other official biomes and thousands of local ecosystems. This diversity makes another popular claim misleading: that nearly anything grows naturally anywhere in Brazil. Many tropical soils are ancient, heavily weathered, acidic, and naturally poor in available nutrients, even where vegetation appears lush. The Amazon forest stores much of its nutrient wealth in living biomass and rapid recycling, not in endlessly fertile ground beneath it. The transformation of the Cerrado into an agricultural powerhouse required decades of research, soil correction, plant breeding, infrastructure, and enormous environmental trade-offs. Geography created potential. Human knowledge, labor, capital, and policy decided how that potential would be used and who would carry the cost. The same is true of biodiversity. Brazil's extraordinary variety emerged from climate, isolation, rivers, elevation, and geological history acting together over deep time. Along the Atlantic, warm and cool currents, trade winds, coastal relief, and seasonal fronts create another chain of distinct environments. In southern valleys, winter frost can cover fields. In the far north, heat and humidity remain intense, while daylight changes little through the year. At the same moment, one region may be waking beneath ocean light, while another remains dark under an Amazon storm. Human settlement reflects this geography. For centuries, most major cities and economic networks remained concentrated near the Atlantic side. The interior was never empty, but distance, disease environments, indigenous resistance, difficult terrain, and limited transport shaped the pace and violence of expansion. Brasilia was built in the 20th century as a deliberate attempt to shift political gravity inland. Yet even today, crossing Brazil is not a simple matter of distance. Forest rivers, seasonal roads, mountain escarpments, and immense empty stretches change what a kilometer means. In much of the Amazon, rivers remain highways. Boats connect communities where roads are absent, unreliable, or environmentally destructive. Across the Cerrado and south, highways and railways carry grain, minerals, fuel, and people over distances that can rival international journeys. São Paulo, one of the world's largest urban regions, depends on water systems influenced by distant forests, mountain catchments, reservoirs, and atmospheric circulation. Hydroelectric power, agriculture, navigation, and drinking water all depend on rainfall patterns that ignore state borders. This interdependence makes the Amazon far more than a remote forest. Changes there can influence rainfall, heat, smoke, river levels, and economic risk far beyond the basin. Deforestation weakens moisture recycling and exposes darker, hotter surfaces. The exact regional consequences vary, but the direction of risk is increasingly clear. The flying rivers are not mythical streams in the sky. They are a useful name for measurable moisture transport, and they can be disrupted. Climate change adds heat to the system and can intensify extremes. Heavier rain in some events, longer drought in others, and greater stress on forests, farms, cities, and wetlands. The extraordinary geometry that once looked like pure advantage now reveals its deeper truth. A continental country also contains continental vulnerabilities. Its plate position reduces some hazards. Its rivers multiply possibilities. Its forests move moisture. Its coast opens to the world. But none of these systems exists alone. Remove enough forest, alter enough water, or heat the atmosphere far enough, and the map remains the same while the country functioning beneath it begins to change. That is why Brazil bends the map. Not because its borders defy geometry, but because one outline contains the scale, climate, water, history, and risk of an entire continent. What looks like a nation on paper is, in practice, a world of connected worlds. And its greatest mystery is how long those connections can endure. The map was only the beginning. The real atlas lives in the forces beneath it, the water above it, and the choices made across it.